Welcome to East by West Farms. Here we grow what we eat and we eat what we grow. Today I'm going to do some cooking. A couple of months ago, we made a video on how to pickle sweet potato leaves. That video was a hit. There were quite a few comments about how to cook with them. Today, I'm going to show how we will cook with the pickled sweet potato leaves. For me, preserved vegetable is usually used for cook dishes in winter, and it goes well with pork. What I have here is some pork that has been marinating. I get a pork chop and cut it into about half-inch size cubes and marinate it with spices and pepper. I also have some dried daikon radish, and they smell really good, and that of course need to be rehydrated before I cook them. I have the dried fermented sweet potato leaves. I will rehydrate them before I cook them. Okay. The dried stuff are very hard to cut, so what you need to do is soak them in water for a while until they get soft, then you can cut it. This has been soaking for about 2 hours, and you can see that it's pretty soft. Once the daikon radish get a little bit softer, I use a scissor to cut them about the same size as the meat. It's about half-inch cubes, so that way it gets dried faster. For the dried fermented sweet potato leaves, I don't need to do that because they are relatively soft once they're soaked. So all I needed to do is just pick them up from the broth here, and then squeeze the water out, and then use a scissor to cut them into small pieces, also about half inch or so. And so let me fish them out. For the daikon radish, it's the same thing. You just fish them out and squeeze some water. The nice thing with dried vegetables is that it condenses the flavor. So this is going to be a very flavorful dish for me. That's all the preparation I need, so I'm ready to cook. I need to heat up the wok and then cook the meat first. What I need is to sear the meat first until it's kind of turning white. So you will see that the meat have juice come out, and then I scoop them out. The next step is I'm going to cook the dried daikon radish. even though it's dehydrated, I probably still need to add some water. And let it simmer for a little while before I add the meat and the dried sweet potato leaves.
Perfect.
I need to add some salt to season it. Mix well and let the water almost dry, so then it's cooked soft.
Perfect.
So you want to kind of keep an eye on it and make sure the water doesn't dry out. When you start to hear kind of a sizzling, you know that the water is almost out. The next step is to add the dried vegetable and the meat. And make sure all the juice from the meat gets absorbed by the dried vegetable. When you cook with dried vegetable, you need a lot of oil, so you can judge to see if you need additional oil. And now it starts to sizzle really well, and I'm going to add more of that oil here. And once it gets really sizzling, you can add some water. And let it simmer again. Now I can smell the food. It smells really good. I just need to stir it once in a while. And wait until the water is almost dry, and until it's seasoning.
Perfect.
I can hear it start to seasoning, so that means the water is almost dry, and that's nice. I'm going to just leave it uncovered and dries out the water, and let it sizzle a little bit, because that's the kind of caramelize the food and make it really tasty. And you can hear the sizzling sound get stronger. Now the water is almost dried. The juice gets all absorbed by the dried vegetable and the meat. And so this is almost ready. So the last step is add a little bit water and give it a good sizzle. So that add moisture back to the food, and then it's ready. smells so good. That brings back a childhood memory. In this video, I cooked one of my favorite childhood dishes. That is pork cooked with dried daikon radish and the fermented sweet potato leaves. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. If you have not done so, please hit the subscribe button to follow our journey with the East by West Farms.